Hey, what's going on? It's CG here, and welcome to Maine. Check out this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous view. I'm an explorer at heart, so I gotta take a second to take it in. Just saw a moose around the corner over here, saw a deer over here, saw a beaver right over there, and what you're about to watch on this video right here is something I have never shared before. It's a completely real sneak peek into the Steve Jobs mindset. So as I'm filming this for you right now, millions of people are going to some job they hate to support some lifestyle that they don't even want to live. Now, I refuse to let that happen to any badass on our team. So if you're okay with living an average life, with an ordinary life, living a mediocre life, flying coach at the back of the plane instead of first class, if you're okay with GA instead of VIP, click away from this video right now. Do not watch, do not listen to anything I'm about to say right now, because what I'm about to say is certainly not for people who don't want to live a great, badass, legendary life. Now, that being said, let's begin. So, I think it was the early 1980s. Steve Jobs decides Apple wants to hire a new marketing director, and they land on a guy named John Scully. Now, Scully was the marketing director for Pepsi. Now, if you're too young to remember Pepsi, Scully was the brains behind the Pepsi Challenge. It was a huge success. He was the marketing brains behind that. And John Scully and Steve Jobs are going back and forth, flying back and forth across the country, trying to make this deal happen, and they're negotiating. And it's come to the point where make a decision or don't. So what are you going to do, John Scully? This is what Steve Jobs said. And as I tell you this story, I want you to think about the difference between goals, all right, numbers, and vision. Vision, big, huge, life-changing, world-changing vision. All right. John Scully tells Steve Jobs, I need $1 million in salary and $1 million in signing bonus. Steve Jobs says, no problem, I can do that. You're the best person I've ever met. Apple deserves the best. And at that moment, Steve Jobs had drops as he stares at his feet for a very weighty, uncomfortable pause. And Scully says, you know what, maybe I can offer some advice from the sidelines. And Steve Jobs at that moment said something that changed Scully's life forever. What was it that Steve Jobs said? He said, do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugar down brown water, or do you want a chance to change the world? Do you want a chance to change the world, or do you want to sell sugared down brown water? We're talking about Pepsi for the rest of your life. At that moment, Steve Jobs convinced him. Scully could not say no, and he took the job and the $1 million signing bonus and the $1 million salary right there at that moment. Now, the reason I tell you this story is because the vision that you're going to create for yourself in this life, in this world, is going to need to be life-changing if you're going to have people buy into what you're doing. But remember, the road to success is always under construction. And then when you get to the top, it opens up even more beautiful than you even thought. I'll see you there one day. Come join us.